This is Larry Jordan, the host of the Digital Production Buzz. The following interview is an excerpt from a recent program. To hear the entire program, visit digitalproductionbuzz.com. Jayce Venditti was raised on a farm by an artistic family where he fell in love with the arts and the planet.
Are you serious? You were raised on a farm?
Forced to choose.
That's so romantic.
Forced to choose between soccer and his love for singing, acting, and dancing, the arts won out. He's developing a film, The Hat, and creating a new studio concept with Tyme to Shyne. Hello, Jayce. Welcome.
Hey, thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
Well, let's start with the question that is most on Mike's mind. What was it like growing up on a farm with two very creative parents?
What was it like? Honestly, it was a blessing, I guess you could. My dad's a world-known fine artist. My mother was a singer at the time, and I was able to build an appreciation for something that I don't think I would have been able to, which was, nature, animals. Made me think. I was forced to think about other things because I wasn't in town. I was in a 12-acre farm out in the middle of nowhere. So.
Was it a working farm or just simply a place where your family lived?
It was at one point. It changed over. When I was young, it was kind of a smaller version of my grandma had like a 200-acre dairy farm out in Bodega Bay. And it was kind of a break off of that and changed when I was younger, yeah.
So where did the choice between soccer and the arts come from?
Well, I started out as a child actor doing a lot of musical stuff, and my friends were all in sports, and they would tease me, make fun of me, kind of scare me out of being a dancer and a singer and an actor. And even though my parents loved it, and there was they noticed I had a knack for it, which also put added stress on it. So I kind of it's not fun anymore. My parents are stressing me out with it. My friends are giving me a hard time, and somebody's calling here. It's interesting. So I fell in love with soccer, and I played it for most of my life. Realized something was missing, and in college, I went to junior college to try and figure out where my life was going to go. I took a singing class, a dancing class, and an acting class, and I was like, "What have I been doing?"
What junior college did you go to?
Santa Rosa Junior College in Northern California, Sonoma County. Yeah.
That's a beautiful area.
Oh, so beautiful. Beautiful.
So singing, dancing, and acting. Of the three, which one did you enjoy the most?
Wow. Honestly, for the only reason that it came much more natural to me, acting. Singing, I really, 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 really had to work hard at. And dancing was, I loved it, but acting just happened naturally. It was a meant to be kind of thing. I just loved singing and dancing because it was a different outlet. It was live. There was a different type of energy there. But yeah.
I had a chance to look at the trailer for The Hat, which is your film. We'll talk more about that in just a minute.
Sure.
But do you see a relationship between the way that dancing helps you think about your body and how your body moves, and acting and singing? Do those reinforce each other in terms of your craft, or do you see them as separate?
No, they're all actually intertwined at one point. I didn't really understand the mechanics behind singing until probably when I moved to LA, which was around 2000, and I happened into a boy band, which was pretty amazing. It was like off the bucket list kind of thing. And I realized how you really have to pay attention to your breathing and certain muscles that are things that we don't think about, that are more second nature. And you really had to work on controlling those. So those tied into working out, which ties into dancing. They're all involved at some point. And then, of course, performing as an actor, you're doing stage stuff, movement is vital.
Yeah, you go to a 4-year theater program or a cinema program or anything like that, especially for acting, you always take not only acting classes, you always take movement classes, you always take singing classes, you always take vocal classes, you always take all of that because it is interconnected.
It's interconnected, yeah. Everything feeds off of everything.
Right.
So tell me about this new Tyme to Shyne idea that you've got? What's this?
It came about pretty much when you're, I guess you could say, quote unquote, a starving actor, entertainer. There's a vicious circle that exists. You need money to get your website up and running and to get headshots and for this and that, but you need those to get the money and to get the gigs.
That vicious circle.
That vicious circle. So luckily, my mom got into graphic arts when I was young, and I'm kind of a computer nerd as well. I love anything creative. So I got into editing a little bit. I got into Photoshop, and I realized, hey, I could do this for myself. I could implement these skills for other artists that couldn't afford, what the industry standard at the time was, and they didn't have that pocketbook, I guess you could say. So it started there. Time to shine. The goal is, cheesy as it sounds, is everybody deserves a time to shine. So the concept was, it doesn't matter what your pocketbook allows or doesn't allow, you should get an opportunity. So that's kind of where that concept came about. Started a business plan back in 2007. It was 72 pages geared towards more of the performing arts and music, because that's what I was really intense with at that point. But over the last 8-9 years, it has developed into an all-round artistic utopian concept, kind of everybody helping everybody, whether it's networking, producing, showcasing, distributing, a little bit of everything.
So where is this based?
Right now it's home-based. It's here in San Diego. Steve, who you guys did an interview with prior, he's one of my partners, and we're working right now with some potential investors in the first of what's going to be 3 phases. It would be just a small place where the new team can get together and gather for some of these feature films that we're helping partner with in LA and a couple here in San Diego. And then once those get moving, the goal is to move to a build out of a 40,000 square foot warehouse. And then we have connections to some land down here for the first 60 acre to 200 acre build out, which would take about 5 to 10 years. And it's motion picture, fine arts, music, and performing arts.
Did I hear you right when you said a 72-page business plan?
That was in 2007, and that only revolved around music and performing arts. Yeah, it was 72. Yeah.
And you're going to build a studio. Is that what I heard?
We want to. We have what I don't want to build. No, I don't want to build it. I'd like to utilize it. No, we've been blessed. It's really crazy how, which we'll talk about, I guess, when we get to the law of attraction, most definitely is in the air and is working for us. It's we're gathering the right people as far as people who have the right vision and mission, care about things, also artistic and creative. We have access to 3 different types of land in San Diego, investors now because of the hat teaser that has been floating around. And things are moving along.
Now, is there a point of view that you're bringing to your creative vision, or is it just we're going to make films, or do you have a specific idea of the films that you want to make?
Most definitely. The films have to have a message. It doesn't have to be relevant right there in your face. For example, Avatar. I fell in love with it for the main reason that it kind of told the story of the Indians and the Pilgrims. And in a cool way, it pulled the masses in. It's really difficult to take something that has meaning and something that has cool. That wow factor. And Avatar was a great film that did that. And that's what I want to do with projects that we accept, whether they're feature films or fine art or music based. Is we want somebody that's got that star quality or that creative juice and potential, but we're looking for people that want to make a difference with that. Will Smith, he had a great video out that I watch all the time when I need to be inspired. And one of the things he said, he pulled this quote from somebody else was, if you're not making somebody else's life better, then you're wasting your time. And luckily being raised on a farm, connecting with nature, having parents that really cared, I think that's a piece of the vital puzzle.
Jayce, it could be argued that message films are the fastest way of losing money on the planet, that nobody turns out for a message film. Why even bother?
Well, because it matters. It just matters. Especially with, I mean, look at what's going on with media now. It's all I, me. Nobody's, it's like everybody's saying, look at me, and they're not looking at what's going on over here. And that is affecting, before they know it, that's going to come full circle and affect them. And it's, I mean, sooner or later, the pendulum is always going to shift. You know, change is the only constant that exists in this universe. So change will happen. It's just when, you know, and it's, you got to keep fighting the fight. And I'd rather not settle and give in to, I just want to make money. Because ultimately, when I'm by myself, I won't be happy with myself.
You want to change the world.
Ultimately, yeah. I want to be a part of that. I can't do it myself, but I believe Serena had a domino. And don't underestimate the power of one, you know. That's all it takes.
If anybody's going to change the world, it's going to be Serena.
One of the things that you've done is you've created a film or are working on a film called The Hat. What's this?
Yeah. Okay, so going kind of back to what we're talking about, The Hat is, the goal is to take franchises, okay, you're talking about franchises that aren't successful. This is the goal, is to take franchises that are successful and implement into that multi-idea franchise, you know, film, something that matters. So pretty much what I did was I did a photo shoot back in 2007. It was just really cool. It was 3 actors and models, and we all wore the hat at different points in the storyline of a photo shoot. And whoever wore the hat had power in that picture. So it always bugged me. Since 2007, it's bugged me. 2012, finally I decided I got to do something about this. I was really heavy into the law of attraction, and a light went off. And I was like, okay, I want to do with the law of attraction with what Inception did with lucid dreams, the concept of lucid dreams. So that's kind of where the hat was spawned from. The concept is you have the duality or the double meaning of the hat. You know, what hat are you going to wear in life? What role are you going to play? And that's why the item ended up being the hat. But you find out that this hat has actually changed form over history. It was at once the cloak of a religious individual. It was at once a handkerchief of another political leader. So you find out all of these people throughout history had it in one form or another as garb, I guess you could say. And so that's what it is. The goal is to create a 12 saga independent feature film, blockbuster. 3 trilogies, and the last film of the last trilogy would be a 3-part. So my goal is to take your Harry Potters, your Fast and Furious, your Avatars, and create an independent, you know, saga.
Go for it. Yeah, absolutely, Jayce. Love you.
So what stage is the film in? I noticed that you've got a trailer or at least a teaser for it.
We have a teaser. We actually have a lot of footage that we created for, we put together for another trailer, for a longer trailer that was a little more involving, because obviously what's out now is very mysterious. What is this about, kind of thing. The one that we have footage for, I don't think it's ready. I don't think the footage we shot is up to the par from the teaser, and it was geared towards, we were actually creating a social media kind of marketing campaign. There were like 15-second parts of the first feature film that we're going to put on Instagram and Vine to start creating, you know, I guess you could say momentum and fan base or whatnot. So right now,
for people that want to learn more, where can they go on the web?
Thehatfilm.com.
Thehatfilm.com, and your website is?
JayceVenditti.com.
That's JayceVenditti. There's 2 T's. JayceVenditti.com. And Jayce, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you guys for having me.
Take care.
On you,
See you
Jayce.
soon. Bye-bye.
Yeah.